So, when it comes to adapting cartoons into movies, they tend not to get the best reception. But I personally have always been a fan of a particular film that came out in 2011, a film that took my favourite little cartoon characters from their world into present-day New York City. And despite the negative reception from fans and negative critical responses, I've personally really loved these movies. I am, of course, talking about the Smurfs, or in Belgium, Les Schtroumpfs, as they're originally called. But I'm not reviewing those movies. Oh no. I'm reviewing a new one from Paramount Animation titled Smurfs, starring my favourite singer, Rihanna. The latest adventure for Peyo's characters, Smurfs promises a fun family outing. What began in 1958 as a Belgian comic strip by Peyo quickly became a sensation, spawning TV adverts, a Hanna-Barbera series in the 1980s, 2 live-action films in the early 2010s, and another animated film titled Smurfs Lost Village by Sony Pictures, releasing in 2017. So what was my history with the Smurfs? My own history with the Smurfs stretches back to childhood, when I was obsessed with the Hanna-Barbera series, especially the live-action films starring Neil Patrick Harris in 2013 and 2011. Vanity personally was always my favourite Smurf. The 2025 film, also titled Smurfs, introduces us to No Name, a Smurf literally without a name, voiced by James Corden. He's on a quest to discover his identity and purpose. One day, No Name accidentally gains magical powers and creates a portal sucking Papa Smurf, voiced by John Goodman, into the real world. Now, Smurfette, voiced by Rihanna, and No Name must rally up their friends, travel to the real world to rescue Papa Smurf, who has been captured by Razamel, Gargamel's evil twin brother. And that's all I'm going to give away. No spoilers, so Smurf you. First, the good points. The animation is absolutely dazzling. You can probably tell from the clips alone that the animation is a real feast for the eyes, reminiscent of the Peanuts movie with its 2.5D look. The story was generally engaging halfway through as well. I wasn't sure who was good or bad anymore, and I love the unpredictable outcome. And they keep the lore of Smurfette being created by Gargamel. I was really worried they wasn't going to do that. The chemistry between Smurfette and No Name was also a highlight. They generally felt like best friends. The film's message about believing in yourself and being true to who you are also resonated. Now let's talk about the voices. The voice acting was really on point. Addressing the big blue elephant in the room first, let's talk about Rihanna as Smurfette, literally the whole movie's advertising campaign. I usually dislike it when singers try voice acting, as many in my opinion struggle. Ariana Grande in Wicked, as much as I love Ariana Grande. But in this instance, Rihanna was truly charming and made a great Smurfette. She was sweet, funny and utterly adorable, just like the character she voices. James Corden. James Corden voices No Name, and I usually can't stand James Corden. Hated him in the Emoji Movie, and I hated him as Peter Rabbit. But here, he was generally quite tolerable, and played a character rather than himself. Rylan Clark, that's the voice of Vanity. And when I first heard the news, I thought, yes, that's perfect! However, he wasn't given many lines and felt quite dull, which to me was a bit of a shame. To conclude, Smurfs is a really fun, colourful and engaging film to take your little ones to this summer while they're off school. It felt like a 90-minute episode of the Hanna-Barbera series, and it was generally a fun watch. That's all I wanted from this film. I didn't expect anything big or action-packed or life-changing, just an enjoyable time and for that, this movie's Smurf livers. This film gets a big blue 8.5 out of 10. Don't forget to join me next week when I review DreamWorks Animation's The Bad Guys 2.